With the imminence of the Boston Marathon, the city was cloaked in blue and yellow. Boston Strong merchandise as far as the eye can see. Many products became almost a uniform of Boston Marathon supporters. Some products supporting the nonprofit fundraising aspect of recovery from 2013, and other products just a symbol of unity among the Boston and running communities. I took a closer look at exactly how Boston responded to New Balance's latest shoe, the Love Boston series. For this shoe in particular, what's unique in the New Balance line to the construction of this shoe?
This is our 890 version 4 style. It's one of our go-to neutral shoes, as we like to say. Great for a runner who's pretty efficient, doesn't have a lot of biomechanical issues, really responsive, really light, and going to be really durable for that everyday running shoe.
But obviously, more than the construction has drawn customers to purchase the Love Boston 890. So the shoe you're holding, what's been unique about selling this shoe that New Balance has come out with compared to other shoes that you guys offer?
Yeah. So the 890, I mean, anytime you have a themed shoe, for this year it's the Boston shoe, it's tricky for us because we typically approach our fitting in a clinical way. But when you have a shoe that's really marketed for its design, you have customers coming in buying it because it looks cool and they want to support the cause.
You mentioned people are attracted to the shoe because of the cause aspect. How are you kind of defining what that cause is?
Well, I mean, New Balance as a company is right here in Boston, so they obviously have kind of a stronghold over the running community in Boston. And one of the big things they put out, at the beginning of last year, April 15th, is this Love Boston symbol, and they've kind of worked with that all through the year, and that certainly says a lot to us.
And so when you were looking at the New Balance shoes, why did you purchase these shoes?
Well, New Balance did a really good campaign around the city to kind of let people know about their Run Boston line. I really liked the colors. They're really bright, really out there, kind of along the BAA marathon colors. So that really drew me to the shoe. I'd actually never worn New Balance shoes before, so that was a great campaign to kind of bring me into the store. And I was able to get, kind of inserts and have the right shoe.
How has it felt running in them?
Oh, it's felt great. They're really light because they're so bright. I notice myself running a lot more and how I'm running and the strides I'm taking. And people seem to compliment you on them and really like them. Like Christine, with supplementing orthotics, serious runners should put some thought into choosing the Love Boston shoe.
When a customer comes in, what's the typical process you walk through with them to select a running shoe?
So essentially what we're doing is we're starting with a pretty quick and easy gait analysis where we're having a look at the customer walk so we can take a look and see if their arches are moving, if their ankles are rotating in a certain way. That can tell us if there's going to be certain risk factors for injury down the road. And essentially what we're doing is we're using that information with their walk to sort of weed out a lot of the shoes in the wall so we can have, a select few that we're working between.
How much input does the customer have on selecting the shoe that's best for them?
So that's sort of the tricky thing. Is they have, a fair amount of input. It's, ultimately it is their feet. We want them to be happy, but we also want to provide our best recommendation as to what's going to make them run in the most efficient way possible.
Maybe the Love Boston 890s are about something even bigger than a long run, though. How did you envision runners feeling wearing and running in this shoe?
This is our Boston version of the 890 series. For the past 4 years, we've gone to market every April with a Boston silhouette that celebrates the city of Boston. We have a different theme every year. This year's theme was very simple, and it was #LoveBoston. And we envisioned runners and families of runners being really excited to participate in an inclusive campaign where they could utilize social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and hashtag what they love about Boston. And the Boston 890 was all about bold, loud colors, something really visible, really proud and strong.
In terms of being in Boston and buying these shoes, how has it felt in terms of community with the shoes?
Oh, it's great. I love running along the Esplanade, and you see a lot of people wearing them, and it kind of like makes you feel, like this one Boston.
With all the Boston show of support, though, it was necessary to make one clarification. So, was there any confusion from consumers on any of the proceeds going to the One Fund?
We want to be clear that since 2010, we've gone to market in Boston, especially with this Boston 890, what we call special makeup. And the Boston shoe was important to us, and we didn't want to confuse consumers that there was anything different about this one. It was about celebrating our city, as we should always have the right to do each year. We made this shirt specifically for proceeds to go from every sale to the One Fund, $10 specifically of each t-shirt. Since the inception of the One Fund, New Balance has been very connected, donating $1 million this time last year, and in a very special way, matching every employee donation.
But it seems the Boston community already knows and embraces its own. What's the Boston community response been like to the shoe?
The Boston 890 really inspired a campaign we activated around the city of Boston in April, and the response has been incredible, and all we wanted to do was show our love for this city and let others do the same. The bright yellow and blue is visible everywhere. Our marketing team did an incredible job activating and being visible in areas where Bostonians themselves or family members visiting Boston or tourists coming to Boston can feel like they're part of this energy and part of our hashtag Love Boston spirit that we hope to continue to infuse even after that blue and yellow come down.
What has the customer response been like?
It's been good. I mean, we sold through our initial shipment of them pretty quickly. There's definitely a really positive attitude. I don't think we've had, any negative comments at all, except that maybe we're sold out of a certain size.
New Balance's 890s are doing what they intended, spreading the Boston love. What's your favorite part about them?
I love the end of the shoelace to say "Run faster." That's the best part.
The One Fund was contacted for interview but was unable to talk at the time. Given New Balance's continued support of Boston and the Marathon nonprofits, the fact that these shoes are for profit does not seem to be slowing anyone down. Reporting for BU News Service, I'm Ashley Davis.